So hello, now I'm armed with a cup of tea and I thought to myself, I'm really responding to something that a subscriber, a viewer said, and it was along the lines of, can we see your full metal squares? So I thought to myself, here we go. So I didn't know what was inside these cases. Now, okay, so straight away, you might be able to see up here, we've got the two Casiotrons. So I'm just deciding whether or not I leave them in the frame. And I'm going to, because there's also a frog there, I consider that the Casiotrons are part of the full metal. Well, I suppose they're not really. I mean, the frog is really something all by himself. What I may do is, okay, let me put the frog over in the top left corner there. What should I do with the two Casiotrons? I suppose what I'm going to do is very quickly show you these two Casiotrons, and then I might take them out of frame. Now, one of the reasons I'm doing this video right now today is because the sky is very grey. It's diffused. If I can probably show you, let me show you the look at that. We've got this lovely diffused light, and so that's probably well, that it's making the light so good. It looks good on camera. I hope it comes across on the video, but we should have the best light here to look at these watches. So I think it's worth showing the two Casiotrons first. Now, this was the Casio's part of Casio's 50th anniversary release, and this one, which was a copy of the original, the color scheme, but on what they've based, so the aesthetic and the look of it is very similar to the original, but of course they've put in the updated module with Bluetooth and solar recharge, and they've put the original detail on the back, so it looks, and I think that's a mineral crystal glass actually. And I think it's mineral crystal on the front, but this is a very tough, a very good quality glass, and in some respects it's even better for its purpose than sapphire crystal. Anyway, so this is the original Casiotron, and then about a month later I was caught off guard. It might have been 2 months later. I saw that the Captain America here, the blue and gold, was going to be released. And when I first saw it, I sort of fell in love with it, and I thought this one is going to be so nice as well. You know, I really have to go there, I suppose. So that's why this chap is there. It's you know, when I look at them like this on the camera, I really do. I like them both. What I should do is I just show you the Casio G-Shock's attention to detail here, because that back plate is actually blue, matching the blue colouring there with the gold detailing. It's so nice, and I suppose it's this attention, and of course these gold parts that sort of contrast with the stainless steel. I'm a real sucker for these color contrasting different colorways of these watches, but look at those. I haven't really worn the Casiotron, and I don't know why. I've put it on the odd occasion, and I've walked around the house like that, and I've thought it's cool, and the size is very nice actually. Even though I think it might be about 40 millimeters here, it does wear much smaller because the dial is very much smaller, and I think I can illustrate it here. You can see that the display on the Casiotron. If you didn't know, you might think it's it might be the same size, but it really isn't. It is smaller. But the whole thing on the wrist like that, it does look quite nice. And it's one of the reasons that I think to myself, you know, I am pleased I have this, because, you know, it is sort of I mean, it's very retro. I know the style is very retro, but let's put the Captain America Casiotron on. Look at that. It's very nice. I do like it. I wonder if I only had this one, would I be craving this original, a more blander colorway? I don't know. It is possible that I might. Anyway, I was showing these because I really wanted to get to the full metals. I'll leave them in a camera shot. Why not? And actually, let's pull the frog into frame just for a moment. Now, as you guys know, this thing is it's causing me anguish because now I want the yellow version. Trust me to I mean, I've even had that yellow one in my hands. I've had time to play with it, but I think originally when I saw the yellow one, this one wasn't available, or the Carnaby Street didn't have it, and so this is the one that I got in my hands much later than the yellow one. And at the time I really favoured this blue one over the yellow one, but now I've got this blue one, I want the yellow one. It is madness, and I'll remind myself to pop in a picture of the yellow one right now. And actually, and let's put these watches into context. Was it this year they Casio auctioned off an analog solid gold piece that I think sold for $300,000, something like that, maybe $400,000, and I'll put a photo of that in right now so you can see that. Look at that, it's solid gold. I know it looks a little bit too much, but that sold for $400,000. That is a Casio G-Shock. I think it really is quite amazing. So I suppose the background to these watches is, you know, 50 years, well, 40 years, especially the Full Metal Square. You know, this is a 40-year-old design that came out in 1983. It really is amazing. This came out, the Frogman, but of course the Frogman was digital originally. I think it came out 10 years later in 93. I should know off the top of my head, and for some reason I have to give you a caveat. I'm sure that the Frog with the digital came out 10 years later. Anyway, this is the MRG versioned analog A1000 Frogman. And MRG for me, it is something I really do like. And I've just thought to myself, on this table I can't see the MRG squares. If you give me a moment, I want to make sure that actually I'll come back to that in a moment, but I thought to myself, we're missing a couple of watches here, and of course it's the two MRGs. In fact, I shall go and do that now. Voila! And there they are. I knew these two were somewhere. Let me put those there, because this is going to complete the collection here. So I was just showing this Frogman because I was only going to show the squares. In fact, I'll take the Casiotrons and the Frogman out of the shot now. But I quickly wanted to show you this frog. And I really want the yellow version of this, but because I think it's such an iconic, cool G-Shock watch, I really wanted to show it to you again. But there you go. So we've got the MRGs in the top left corner here. Now, I wonder if you can see these good enough. I don't think you can. I have another idea. Let me bring out the starred cloth. Now, you know that the wind. Now that looks a mess, so let's tidy this up. Now this is still a mess, so let's try one more time. Now we are talking business. I didn't realize I had 10 squares like this. Anyway, Okay, so we're in a bit of a, if I take away the MRG one from, actually, this MRG really belongs, it sort of belongs here, doesn't it? There we go. That is a lot better. That really belongs there. And I suppose that one belongs there, because that's more of an accurate, that's more reflecting the actual time that the watch came out, also the sequence of which the watches came out, because what I've just noticed is that these were the first full metal squares ever released. They released silver, gold, and the Porter, the black one here. Then months later, there was the announcement of the two MRGs here, which really tipped everything upside down. And the negative display gold came out, which started to change my opinion about these things. And then, of course, we got the gold cornflakes a few years later for the 40th anniversary. And this one, with the positive display black one, that came out about the same time as that. So we're roughly in the right order. But of course we've got the Captain America there. So I should put him in so this, I suppose, is my my full metal square collection. And a couple of times I've thought to myself, do I want to keep all of these? Should I not just keep the MRGs and perhaps the Porter? Because this is the original full metal of the original DW 5000. Or was it just the D? I think that was DW 5000 or D 5000. Forgive me, but this was this colorway, and this watch was first. It was the first steel cased G-Shock square that they ever, in 1983. The first one that Kiku Ibe, the watch that he worked on for 10 years before it was released. And this Porter is the metal version of that. Look at that, and it's a thin red line. But once again, just in case you haven't heard me go on about the thin red line, on the MRG, the thin red line actually shimmers. I don't know how they've done it. And because we have no sunshine creeping through, you might not be able to see the shimmering thin red line. Compared to the Porter, that has a flat thin red line, the MRG here is a shimmering red line. It is noticeably different when it's in your hand. It is very, very cool. I don't know if you can see that shimmer. Anyway, the MRG's thin red line shimmers, and it's the same shimmering effect on the silver version. I'll just pull the silver one over. The thin red, the shimmering thin red line also appears here. Now, this silver one is the one that I've said a couple of times would be the watch that I would keep if I could only choose one, because for me it's sort of the colorway, the coloring of it seems to be the most wearable in all situations. You could wear that to the office, you could wear that for sport, you could wear that in the gym, or you could wear it to simply show off and virtue signal. This bad boy is the G-Shock square of all G-Shock squares, I really think. If someone said to me, hold on Stephen, the MRG B5000R, so it's this one but with a rubber strap, and it doesn't have a thin red line. It's a thin gold line, and it has a rubber strap, very similar to this, and doesn't have the gold case back like that. But that, when that came out, that really caused me a lot of pain, because initially I only wanted the silver one, but the moment I had this in my hand, I thought to myself, how can I survive life? How can I get through life only having the silver one here, knowing that this black one exists in a DLC gunmetal dark grey colour with its gold detailing? I thought, it's not possible, I won't survive. So the damage to the bank account took place. That was a horrible hit, actually, because Casio G-Shock do that. Not only are these MRGs expensive, you can bet your bottom dollar the colorway that you've seen and you like is going to be a horror story, because you're going to want the other. And MR and Casio MRG, they've of course released the MRG B 2100 in black, and it's only been out a few months, and I thought to myself, they are going to release a silver version of that, I'm sure of it. And sure enough, the MRG B 2100 silver has just come out, and I'll remember to put images of that watch in now, because that's the one. This watch is the watch that I wanted to get. But today I'm pausing a little, because these MRGs, they're so heavy on the wallet, you've sort of got to, you know, take a deep breath and think through what you're doing. And that takes me back to this collection of full metal squares, because when I got this, I think this is the latest one, the Captain America, and because I wasn't going to get it, but then I found out that the blue bezel here, this part, is actually a separate component to the rest of the bezel. I know it looks identical, it looks like they've just coloured in the blue part here, and you can see there that this upper part of the bezel is solid, but on the Captain America the blue part is a separate component. And at that point I thought, I definitely want this one. Because they've over-engineered this once again, and because it had this really nice sort of Captain America look about it, blue and gold, I thought, yep, I want this one. And when I got it and it's in the hand like this, I thought, this is a classic. And of course it's got this old 50-year-old Casio detailing on the back plate there. Look at that, and this gold detailing here, matching the gold detailing on the Casiotron. But when I put it on like this, I thought, that is a special occasion square. I could wear that anywhere, and it would sit very nicely with at any Red Bar event or at any watch event you can think of. And the only people that you can really sort of, you know, be friends with are people wearing Richard Milles. If you're wearing something like this, the only people in the room that are going to be close to you in coolness and style is someone wearing a Richard Mille. I'm afraid anything below a Richard Mille is not going to cut it. This is going to trump every other watch in the room. Someone might say Rolex, but come on, seriously. You're wearing this and someone has a Rolex. You know, which watch is going to be the watch that everybody wants to have a look at? Yep, you guessed it. It's this bad boy. Anyway, I'm having a bit of fun really. But the Captain America made me think to myself, hold on, we're getting heavy now on the full metals. I need to, you know, think through what I'm doing. Because initially I thought I'm going to keep the Porter and the two MRGs, but then I thought to myself, hold on, I can't do that because I've got this gold one here that has been my favorite square for a long time. And I thought, okay, so let's keep the Porter and the two MRGs, and you'll see the predicament in a moment. Look at that, how cool is it? And so I thought to myself, if I get let me put that there. If I keep those four and then lose all the others, so if I keep the two MRGs, the Porter and the gold, because I've got two blacks here, but one is an MRG. I've got the silver MRG, the gold GMW and the Porter, and I thought that would be a nice collection. But then I thought to myself, what's going on over here? Why would I want to get rid of this Darth Vader light, this Darth Vader with a positive display? Why would I want to get rid of that? And then I thought, okay, these cornflakes, they are so unusual with this cement texture finish to the stainless steel and this really nice matty back. And these haven't been the most popular ones, I don't think, because they were on sale for a much longer than I thought they would be. But I thought, what a cool, different collectible thing, really. And the silver cornflake being a negative display only. And I kept on thinking, I wonder if they're going to bring the cornflake out with a positive display. And they haven't done that so far. It does make me wonder, are they going to bring a positive display cornflake out? Because I think that would be really nice. I would love the positive cornflake. Anyway, but I was thinking, okay, so I'd be getting rid of the original one, which doesn't make sense. The negative version of the gold, which getting rid of that doesn't make sense. Getting rid of the cornflakes doesn't make sense. The Darth Vader doesn't make sense. And I thought the Captain America doesn't make sense. So very quickly I thought to myself, no, Stephen, selling any of these does not make any sense whatsoever, because number one, I still like it and wear it. Number two, it's not going to dent the bank account too much. And three, most of them I probably won't be able to buy again. So I thought, okay, let's just be happy with this 10-piece square collection that I have anyway, because we are talking about 10 watches and these are just squares. 2 of them are MRGs, so why would I want to sell any of them? Now, it sort of made me think to myself, I've actually become a bit of an MRG, a Casio G-Shock full metal G-Shock collector. I very much like MRG because that's like the Swiss engineering has been applied to these G-Shocks. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of titanium, I can really, the engineering, the different chemistries of titanium that they've used for these watches makes me think they are so desirable and collectible, really. You know, when you've had something for a while, you tend to forget what it really meant to you when you got it. And so I do put them away and I pull them out months later and I think they're so cool, they're such good objects, really. But it's 2024, towards the end now, and they are, so I've seen some leaked images of the DW 5000, I think it is. So it's the solid metal case with a rubber bezel and a rubber strap, but I've seen a black one with a negative display, and I've seen a white one with a black one with a positive display and a white one with a negative display. So these will be resin bezels and strap versions of these. And I thought they are so cool, I definitely want those, because of course it's going to continue, it's going to add to this square collection. So I just cannot wait for that to become a reel and they are released. And I suppose if I can find some images, I'll pop them in right now, but I won't promise in case I can't find those images again. Anyway, today I wanted to show you some full metal squares. These are the bad boys. I probably have the most fun. I've had the most fun with these watches that I have done with any watch. They really are a classic, over-engineered, you know, slightly geeky, you know, object and thing, really. But they do bring, and they have brought, a lot of interest, a lot of pleasure. To me, I suppose, as you know, I'm a collector, I suppose, and I do wear them today. I wear these watches today, so that is quite an amazing thing. Unlike lots of my other watches, I tend to not wear them. I put them in a box and forget about them. But these, when I put them in a box, after you know, a couple of months, I always pull them out, and I always think, how cool is that? I want to see more of this watch. So there you go, G-Shock heaven, I suppose, G-Shock square heaven, and there you go. And I do hope everyone is well, and speak again very soon.